Welcome back to tonight's Shares edition of Your Money, Your Call. Hope you've been enjoying the program. Gentlemen, let's go to an email that we've received from Fintan, who's talked about gold, so I want to talk about silver for a bit. He writes, I've heard about it quite a bit of bullish outlook on the price of silver going forward. Does the panel have the same bullish opinion? If so, could they please recommend a fundamentally sound company in which to invest over the next 3 to 5 years, which may take advantage of this potential price move? Thought it'd be an interesting one, especially to do on the back of the gold discussion we've had tonight. Roger, you got anything to recommend on silver?
All I can give you an insight into some work that I've been doing in my office with the guys who do some analysis for me.
Is that the one with no windows and
no windows, no doors,
stock market turned off,
phones turned off, no light? That's why I can't see you very well.
Mushrooms growing out of your head, if you don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. I am interested in the silver story. On an inflation-adjusted basis, it is actually 90% lower than its all-time high. I can't imagine that the disparity between gold and silver, it doesn't sound like something that can be maintained. You know, that gap. It's a little bit like the house next door being sold for $2 million, and you bought yours for $300,000. Well, that gap's just not going to remain that way. Either the expensive one's going to come down or the cheap one's going to go up. So one of those two things has to happen here, I think, in this particular precious metals complex. And silver seems to be the one that has more upside potential because it hasn't run as hard. But I'm no expert on commodities, and I'll take a leaf out of the book of people like Jim Rogers and who say, look, silver is going to go very well. I did try and do a search only a couple of days ago for companies in Australia that mine silver, and I think there was one that actually has silver in its name. I think it's SVR or SLV or something like that. I'm only starting to do the work on it, so I don't know whether, one, they make any money. Therefore, if they don't make any money, I can't value them. But if they do make some money and I can value them, well, that might be something that's worth having a look at.
So we'll go straight to Bernie from Sydney. Hi, Bernie.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for joining us. What's your question tonight?
Thank you for taking my call. Gentlemen, that was an interesting discussion on silver. My main discussion tonight is on the PNA.
Yes.
Gold, copper, silver. Now, one of my main questions I'd like you to answer for me: can share traders control the price of a share?
I couldn't quite hear what he said.
Can share traders control the price of a share? Panost was also the stock he was looking at, PNA being the stock.
I'd like to, but it'd be illegal.
Yeah.
We've been trying to work out a way to do it, but we haven't come up with it.
Yeah, no, look, I'm sure if the share price is, if the shares are illiquid and it doesn't really require, a lot of money to actually move them around, then of course you can. I appreciate that there's been a lot of discussion around algorithmic trading, where traders are set up with very fast computers to actually just take the spread between the bid and the offer, there is some talk about that being, conspiracy and all that kind of stuff, which to me is a bit of nonsense. The reality is that for many companies, there's enough depth there that it's very, very difficult to actually control the share price. It's not like a commodity where in the old days you could actually corner the market and you could actually buy enough futures contracts that there wasn't enough commodity to be delivered against those bought futures, and then the share price would go up. Exchanges have now put limits on those things. In the share market, just very, very difficult to do. Just
very quickly, because we do have a few calls, but you've got
sure.
some info there on PR.
I can't believe I've actually got some information about a company that doesn't make any money. You said, Les, this is the difference, I think, for viewers to understand. Les is a trader and speculates about what prices are going to do. I prefer to invest in businesses. I would describe this as a business that is a one-trick pony. Every year they lose money. That's their trick.
Well, that's because they do a lot of research.
Yeah, no, I accept that. But despite all of these terrific things that they've got, they've yet to turn a profit out of it. Not to criticise the opportunity to make money. There's obviously you've obviously made money in it. But in terms of valuing this particular business, well, it's very difficult to do unless there's a demonstrated track record of success. And if they get to 70 cents, well, to be sustained at that level, they're going to have to start making some profits. And they haven't done that yet.
Okay, Brad from Church Point, our next caller. Hi, Brad.
Yeah, hi there. I just wanted to get Roger's opinion on Woodside Petroleum and Westfield, and whether he overvalued, what his valuation on those two businesses would be at the moment.
Okay, let's start with Woodside for you. WPL. There you go. There's a chart, Roger.
Yeah, look, I've got a valuation, and I can see there it's trading at, what is it, trading at $50 odd dollars or $49 or thereabouts. I've got a valuation for 2010 of $35 and 2011 of $39. So it's at about its valuation for 18 months to 24 months out. So it's not particularly good value, but of course the return on equity upon which my valuation is based is itself based on the price of a commodity, which I'm no good at forecasting. If you have the view that the oil price is going to go up, and Les, I don't know if that's your view or not.
Over $100.
Oh, there you go. So Les has made the call. So he reckons that the oil price is going up. If Les is right, then my valuations may turn out to be quite conservative. But it's trading at the moment at $10 above my valuation 24 months out.
Second company was Westfield. Take a look at that one.
A little bit expensive at the moment. And the other issue for Westfield, of course, is their very large exposure to the United States and the US dollar, as well as obviously the US economy. My understanding is that vacancy rates are increasing in the United States in the shopping malls, and that obviously short term is not a positive thing. Having said that, though, you're talking about a company that is managed by arguably the world's best property managers, and I think the sons are as good, if not better, than the dad. So very long term, I think it's a wonderful business. Short term, I think it's got a difficult road ahead of it.
Got time, I think, for one last question. Danae from Newport. Hi there, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Nina, for taking my call. Good to see you back. St Barbara Mines, I bought at 24.5 cents.
Well
just recently sold 50% in order to buy in on the 4th of 13 rights issue for 27 cents. Wondering how much this is going to dilute it. And lastly, Roger, if you could tell me how you value a company.
Okay, now that could be a separate half an hour show on its own. Quickly look at St Barbara. Les?
Great looking chart, and I ran a workshop on Saturday. There was quite a few people there, and it's amazing how many people asked me about this particular stock. Great looking chart. It's going in the right direction. You know, commodities are going in the right direction. I don't have a problem being in that stock, and if you're in that stock, you asked the question, how much will it dilute the price? A little bit. I don't think it's going to be a dramatic dilution, but it probably will dilute a little bit. But I like the company, and I'd be happy to be in it.
Okay, yeah, I've got a minute to go.
Yeah,
how are you going to do that?
Send an email to roger@rogermontgomery.com. I've written a paper on how to value a company. I'll send it out.
But you've got a bit of a secret formula, though. I know that you're not revealing.
Yeah,
but it is an interesting question, because you do say that investors need to value a company before they know whether they're getting good value or not.
It's really easy to do. I'll show everyone the things that you need to value the company. You just need to put them together. It's a bit like Lego.
Yeah,
it's not that hard.
A bit like a jigsaw puzzle.
It's not very hard.
Okay. Well, look, thanks so much, gentlemen, for appearing on tonight's program.
That went so quickly.
It did, didn't it? Quickest hour of your life. That's sort of what I always say about your money, your call. We covered many different things: gold, bit of silver in there, bit of BHP and Rio and the banks as well, and some property stocks too. So really appreciate it. Roger Montgomery from rogermontgomery.com, Les Chancer from Kinetic Securities.
Pleasure.
Thank you both for your technical and fundamental analysis tonight, and really appreciate your entertaining and thought-provoking information. To you, the viewers, thanks so much for your emails and to your calls. Sorry we couldn't get to everyone tonight, but I do hope you've been able to enjoy the information that you've received on tonight's program. Until next time, I'm Nina May. See you then.